I was almost becoming a bishop, because I was really very active in the Scripture Union. So when when we have a problem like this one, I remember the words of the Bible. And before that, I want to start with the importance of the masks. You see, we are opening slowly because the reason we closed the lockdown was in order to prepare better. Because we were not really prepared at the beginning. We are now a bit more prepared to avoid. Because you remember in my speech, I said, you either vaccinate or avoid or treat. Okwewala, okugema, oba okujanjaba. The three. Now, of the three, what is possible now is to avoid and to treat. And you have seen us treating. We have treated these people, they have been cured and gone. Nobody has died. But we were able to treat because the numbers were few. This is the whole strategy. The mistake in Europe and other places was that they do not avoid early. They were playing around with something very dangerous, and it spread so much that the numbers were so many, they were not treatable. So that's why they would say, oh, you let that one die. You don't even try to, because we don't have where to put him. So this is what we don't want to happen here. We have now, up to now, avoided it. But we avoided it by maximum obukambwe, use of obukambwe, real serious restrictions. But we cannot go on with these very serious restrictions because then, like feeding and all that. So that's why we are saying we can open. But we must open by, for the now, doing the two things. Continuing to avoid even with the opening. And continuing to treat as long as the numbers are not too many. And as we work on the vaccine. So that is the strategy now. So in the avoiding, how do you avoid? We have done all the other things you already know, washing your hands, no shaking of hands, don't sit close to one another, social distancing. But one of the control measures of avoiding is the mask. The mask. I think the mask I am putting on, Okia, who is Okia? This is what, N95? Now the one I'm putting on is N95. It is a mask that does two things. If I have the virus, Like when I'm speaking now, or singing. That singing is, you should, in the church, it should be, because when they sing, they push more, the breath. Or if I cough or sneeze, this mask will keep it to me. It will not spread to you if I have the virus. So this one is doing that. But this one, the N95, is also, in case I was in the theater, I was a doctor, even if the patient was sick, it wouldn't infect me, because it filters what comes from out 95%. There's some 5% still, but that's why they call it N95. Now, the ones you are putting on are ordinary masks. Okay? These are ordinary masks. They are not the same like this one. And they are good because they are, this one here is very wasteful. If I use it, I can't use it again. That's so? Correct? Now when I go from here, this I throw away. But the one you are putting on is reusable, it is washable, and you can iron and use it. And it's very useful. If you are too near Lane, I can come and explain that. Come here so that I don't mix it up. This ordinary one, how does it protect himself? I know that it protects me from them in case they have virus. But how does it protect them from me if I have the virus? Explain that.
Thank you very much, Excellency. Excellency, first allow me to explain about the N95. The N95 that His Excellency is putting on ideally is for those in the isolation facilities, the health workers at the front line. And they can only use it once and throw it away. But for you who are not in the isolation, if you use it, Your Excellency, you can use it again.
Oh, okay.
You can put it out in the evening, spray it with Saraya, and you use it again. But the ones we are putting on, these ones, cannot be used again.
Oh, okay.
At the end of today, please dispose of it because it's very light, it has a filter, it absorbs a lot of moisture. If you want to use it again, you will have to spray and iron it. Then you can use it again only one more time. Now the masks are protective in that...
No, but which is the one they can use many times?
The fabric, the fabric as it is, as a single piece of cloth, the one that Reverend is putting on.
Come here and they see you. Come here.
Oh, you have one.
Because you have got free teachers here. You should teach them and they go and teach.
Yes. This fabric is very good for the general population, but the cloth must be double. If it is single, it is not protective at all. It is only protecting you from dust particles. If it is double and they have left a bit of an opening, you put their tissue to act as a filter. It is extremely good. It will protect you from getting infection, but also protect others from you. So what the industries that His Excellency has talked to are doing are making those that are double, and they put in a filter. But the ones being made locally by other people are single cloth. They are not protective.
You should buy the factory ones. The one made by Nightingale?
Yes.
They are protected. Thank you very much.
So what the masks do, as His Excellency has very correctly explained, it keeps my infection to me. I don't get it out to you. And it also keeps yours to yourself. So if I am with you and you are infected and you're sneezing, you will not infect me. Or if I am infected, I will not give it to you. It also prevents us from spreading it into the air, because when you sneeze in the air, the virus stays in the air for 45 minutes. So right now the air here is clean. If one person fails to put on a mask here, you are still protected. But if you don't cover your nose, and I spoke about this earlier, you're not protecting us. You have to make sure that the nose and the mouth are completely covered.
The question is, the ordinary mask, the one, will it protect me from this virus in the air?
Yes, Your Excellency, it will protect you if it is double with a filter inside.
Okay.
If it is single, it is not protective.
No, we are not going to allow the single. We are going to promote the proper ones.
Thank you, Excellency.
Okay?
Apoyo.
So, that's why I must start with the masks. If we use the masks on a mass scale, all of us, as long as you are not in your home, you go out, you put on the mask, and you cover the mouth and the nose. It will help to block the spreading of the virus. Even when we open transport, because you see, we shall have to open transport. Say public transport resume. We may put some controls. The bus should not carry 70 people now, it should carry maybe 30, but still the buses will have to start operating. This will only be safe if we have this mask. Yeah. You are in the bus, but you have the mask. And we don't like air conditioning. Not air conditioning. What do you say about air conditioning? Jana Chen. These are free teachers here. Why do you not want to exploit these teachers here?
Thank you, Excellency. Excellency, air conditioning is not good, because when we have air conditioning, you close all the doors and the windows, and the air stays within.
And it keeps blowing it around.
Yes, so whichever infection is in will continue circulating around and you pick it. So it's better to have as much ventilation as possible. As you can see, all the doors and the windows here are open.
I'm rich in air conditioning, but I never use it. I switched it off long ago.
Thank you, Excellency, for guiding us.
So the masks used all the time you're outside are a very important element of the avoiding if we open up. If we open up. If we open up without being strict on the masks, this is very dangerous. You can have mass infection in a very short time. But if we use the masks, and then we observe other measures, like for instance, if you are coughing, don't go into public. If you are sneezing, don't go into public. Washing hands, keeping distance, we shall be able to defeat this